Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. So this is Friday night, and on Friday nights we do mini readings. To get on the list to get a mini reading tonight, you have to send $25 to my PayPal account. There's a link in the description of this video that takes you directly to my PayPal, and once you send the $25, then I add your name to this handy dandy list and we do your reading tonight. So I'm excited because tomorrow is a really powerful day. Hello Joan and hello Colette. Tomorrow is the day where Venus conjuncts the sun. Hello Nelvin, welcome in. And so it's a big day in astrology. It only happens, this specific conjunction with Venus and the sun only happens once every 18 months. So it takes a while to get back to this energy. And it's a time right now where we are being asked to really transform our relationships and to step into more sovereignty and to decide and realize what is it that we really want in our lives within our relationships. So these are also portals that open up, and they are great opportunities to dive into the wisdom of the Akashic, the wisdom of astrology, any kind of readings, divination readings are more powerful during this time because the connection is more direct. And this again is something that happens not that often. So it's kind of an amazing time to look at, how this is affecting us. If you have questions, which I'm sure you guys do, about what's going on in your relationships, hello Taria. This is also a great opportunity for you to get a reading, because what I do tonight is you can choose from astrology reading, but you can also choose from oracle and tarot readings, which during these portals, these kind of these psychic readings can be really, really powerful. So I'm just giving you my little recommendation for today. I also have 3 people on the list so far. We have Sandra on the list, we have Valerie as well, and we also have Nancy. And after that, the list is open, and I usually cap it at 10 people per Friday evening. And so there's plenty of room if you want to get on the list for tonight. Before I hop into the readings, I do want to invite you to download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It's also going to enter you into my email list, and that is the best way to stay in communication and in contact with me and the community. Also, I want to invite you to join our STARSEED membership. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be uploading a video, which is a special reading for the group energies regarding this Venus-Sun Cassini point conjunction. So if you're in the membership, look out for that email tomorrow and that video that you'll be able to watch and have access to tomorrow in the member portal. And something really exciting that arrived today, was it today? Yeah, it was today. Dude, I have been submerged in preparing for the Moon Goddess training, which starts January 29th. And this very epic teaching tool arrived today, and it is this crystal ball that within it has the flower of life. It may be a little bit challenging to see in this camera, but the flower of life is basically etched into this crystal ball. And this is one of the most powerful ways to teach about the Akashic records, what they are, and how you can access them. And in the Moon Goddess training, we are going to learn how and why this is the representation of the Akashic records and how to access them. And by way of learning about sacred geometry, which this is the flower of life, right? This is a 3D etched symbol of the flower of life. So it's sacred geometry. So we're going to learn sacred geometry, the connection between that and the dimensions, the connection between that and basically our lives, our karmic cycles, our purpose, our mission, what we're really here to do on the planet, and how we can access these multi-dimensional perspectives so that we can have a clearer picture of ourselves, our purpose, our mission. And that is one of the most powerful things that this training this time around is going to be about, is learning about the Akashic records. Because in essence, when you learn about sacred geometry and the flower of life, you literally understand yourself at a deeper level. You have the flower of life on a piece of selenite. Yes, the flower of life is super powerful. I have been waiting for 2 years to find this baby, and it literally came to me once I literally completed the my Akashic certification just recently. I finally found one. I've been looking for this, the flower of life etched 3D inside a crystal, for over 2 years now. And once I finally found it, once I finally got to a point where I could teach about sacred geometry in a very deep and soulful way, this is when this teaching tool finally arrived. And it's very symbolic too, because it's like a crystal ball, you know? So if you want to learn about what the Akashic records are, how to access them, through learning about the dimensions, the moon centers, like everything, the chakras, the connection between that and sacred geometry, we're going to focus on this in this training. So I can't freaking wait to begin. We start on January 29th. So you have plenty of time to sign up. There's a payment plan available, but I really hope to see you there. And let's see who else is in here. Hello, Nancy. I don't know if I said hi to you, but hello again. Colette, welcome in. Yes, this is amazing. Maria, hello. What's the link to get a reading, please? It's in the description of this video, Maria. So if you X out of the chat and click on the title, it'll expand the description, and then you can click on that first link that says paypal.me/Eagle Star Yoga, and that will take you to the direct link to get a reading. Nancy says, okay, Nancy also has the flower of life. Yeah, sacred geometry is the key. Teria says, how did it come to you? Sounds like the crystal ball. I know. Hi, Chanel, welcome in. I finally, okay, so I had been trying to acquire one for 2 years now. And now I understand why it wasn't here yet, because I hadn't fully understood what it was really about and how the connection between me and teaching about the Akashic records. What I realized the other day, first of all, is that, and it specifically comes, I want to see if I can show you this. It comes in this really cool lit up thing where you may or may not be able to see. But it lights up the ball. It's crazy. Oh, maybe it's better like that. It's just wild. This is magic. But basically, I realized the other day that what I'm actually teaching in the Moon Goddess training, which I didn't recognize until this year, it's like this year is how is evolving, and this is what it's like the structure that will remain from here on out, is basically to learn what the Akashic records are and how to access them. And everything that I teach through the Moon Goddess training are all different aspects of the how to access the Akashic records and what are the Akashic records. And so the focus of the training now, I understand, is that's what it is. And the way to really like kind of get, it's so funny that there's 9 in the chat and there's like these 9 dimensions that we're going to learn about. But the way to understand all of it is to understand all of the facets and fractals of who you are and what makes you who you are here in this 3rd dimension, and understanding all of the dimensions. So that's how I realized, oh my God, that's what I'm teaching. And then I took a course with Matias de Stefano 2 years ago, and he had one of these little balls, and it was the flower of life etched within it. And since then I have wanted one, and it wasn't, hey, Mama Ocean, it wasn't ready until now. And what happened is I had found a person that makes them, that etches them in, but they're like in Spain or Europe or something like that, and the crystal was like very expensive, and obviously traveling from that far of a distance didn't feel like it was going to be a good choice. And so it was like something was preventing me from actually getting it. And then recently I found it on Amazon for only $31. And so I bought 2 of them, one for me and one for my husband. But basically, I've been waiting because I knew that this was a teaching tool. It came to me when I was ready to teach what this means and what this is in this really powerful way. So that's the story. It's amazing. I just absolutely love how the universe works. So there we go. Hello, Valerie. Welcome in. But thank you for asking that, because it's really unique. And I love it. I love it. It's like I have this love for it because now I understand truly what it is, and I understand that I am teaching about this and how to access it, in the training. So what's going to happen with the Moon Goddess training is there's going to be 2 levels. The training that starts on the 29th is level 1, which is learning what the Akashic records are and how to access them, which basically underneath that huge umbrella is everything: astrology, the moon centers, the 9 dimensions, sacred geometry, clairvoyance, basically your intuition, your strongest level of intuition, understanding what that is for you, and so on and so forth. The temple initiations, Kundalini yoga, breath work, like all of that, learning all of that is about understanding what the Akashic records are. And so that's going to be level 1. And so the next time that I do the Moon Goddess training, it's going to be level 2. So you'll actually have to have taken level 1 in order to do level 2. And so the level 2 will be whoever wants to take that knowledge and actually learn how to do Akashic record reading. So it'll be more of like an experiential experience, and actually learning how to do the readings. And you don't have to do it like in a professional way. You don't have to like have that as a goal, but just learning, even just for yourself, how to access the Akashic records and do readings for yourself. If you need inspiration, if you need guidance in your life, like this is what the Moon Goddess training is becoming. And it literally happened that just, just a few days ago, and the crystal ball came, and I just like, I have been absorbing, like I'm getting ready, and you guys, it's going to blow your mind. I need to tell my mom that I'm live. So give me 1 second. She just tried to call me. And Maria, I just saw that you sent a payment. So I'm going to add your name to the list. And hello, Rebecca. Welcome in. So we're going to start with Sandra's reading. And then we're going to go to Valerie. Valerie's second, then Nancy, and then Maria. And the list is open, you guys, if anybody wants a reading. So let me say a little prayer. Call in our spirit guides, angels, and teachers for these readings. And then we will hop right in to this awesome Friday night. Okay. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, and teachers, for being with us here today. Please clear the energy of these cards that we're going to be using, as well as my energy, so I can be that open channel for grace, for wisdom, for intuition, and these beautiful messages to flow through for anyone that is getting a mini reading tonight, and anyone who is watching and who receives a message through the readings that we do for specific people, because I firmly believe that if you're here, you're meant to be here, and you're meant to receive something powerful from today. So thank you, and let us begin. So we're going to do a reading for Sandra and just see what comes out. She just wanted a general reading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull, I'm going to do my usual 5-card pull or spread, which is an intuition card, a challenge card, an overall theme, and a wisdom from the ancestors card, and an animal spirit at the end. So here we go. And Sandra is also not able to be here live, but I have communicated with her, and she's going to watch the replay. That's why we're going to do her reading first, so it's easy for her to find it. All right, what is the wisdom from the ancestors? What does Sandra need to know about this? Or the overall theme, and then the wisdom from the ancestors. And I would love to know how you guys are doing with this energy, with this Venus conjunct the sun, because it's definitely a big deal. And I just saw Joan, you got on the list, so let me add your name as well. Okay. And what we need is an animal spirit card. And I'm also going to be using, if you do tarot reading, I'm going to be using the Gene Keys cards as well, which we've been using, which have been amazing. So it's the animal that is going to bring Sandra some wisdom. Here we go. All right. So the first card that you get is the Page of Pentacles. And the Pentacle card, think of them as the messengers of the kingdom, right? Because you have a king and a queen and a knight and a page, and then you have like the 10 and the 9 and the 8, 7, 6, all the way down to the ace. These are kingdoms. Think of them as kingdoms. And within the kingdom of the Pentacles, which is the element of earth, and also the connection to abundance and money and material things, is the Page of Pentacles. So he brings in a message. What I love about this card, a message that has to do with the aspect of the element of earth, being grounded, being in this moment, manifesting, is he's pointing at this coin. And in the coin is the Eye of Ra, or the Eye of Horus. And it's so interesting because I've been studying, gearing up for the Moon Goddess training. And the Eye of Ra, or the Eye of Horus, which is traditionally known as, it's in many, many traditions, is actually known as the all-seeing eye. And it's actually, believe it or not, it's connected to the 5th dimension. And it is known as the observer, the one who observes everything that's going on. So the message that I'm getting from this for you is that there's someone who observes, there's someone who's kind of watching over you, and that being that watches over you is, it's not, it is a spirit guide, an angel, and teacher, but we have to remember that these are just aspects of ourselves. I'm going to go a little out there tonight, but there's an essence, there's a being, there's an energy that is watching over you, and at the same time I see you reaching up towards it. So you're reaching up towards the wisdom you're reaching up towards the perspective, you're reaching up to understand that you're in a process of reaching for the understanding, of reaching for what is really going on. You want to lift yourself up and see things from a higher perspective. You're in the process of doing that. And when you do that, you're going to be able to see what's really going on in your life. So it's a higher perspective that this essence is inviting you into. So it's actually a really beautiful time in your life where you're reaching for the wisdom. The challenge is to clear your mind and start fresh. Like start from zero in terms of your thoughts and what you think, and your thought patterns and your thought habits, because the Ace of Swords is a new beginning in your way of thinking. So this is about getting rid of old habits of thinking, like making mental judgments about things. If you're reaching for the wisdom, new knowledge is going to come in that may surprise you and that may make you feel uncomfortable. And so that's why it's in the challenge position, because it's uncomfortable to open up our minds, expand our minds, and step into new ways of thinking and seeing and perspectives. So that can definitely be a challenge. Now, the overall theme is the Two of Swords for you. So there's a decision that you have to make. You're kind of at a crossroads, and you have to choose, am I going to go this way or am I going to go that way? And there's nothing that you could really do about it other than recognize, right? See it from above, recognize that this is where you're at, and that you won't really move forward until you make a decision. The cool thing is to connect to that energy of free will that will take you towards the path that is the better choice, right? Because this is about a choice, to take you towards the path to the better choice. Connect to your higher self, connect to that higher being, connect to that higher essence and that higher wisdom, and that will guide you to the better choice of the two that you're being faced with right now. The essence of everything that's going on, the wisdom from the ancestors, is that there's the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is turning, things are changing, and you can't do anything about it. So the moment that you decide which direction you're going to take is the moment that the wheel will kind of make a space for you to enter a new dimension. It's like a door. A new door will open and you can enter this new reality. And when you enter this new reality, that is when you're going to see that the world starts to change and manifest, because you've done the energetic work, which is the clearing of the mind, the making a new decision, the connecting with something that is, beyond you, more powerful than you, bigger than you, that allow that to guide you to make, the decision. When you do all of that, then it becomes clear. You see it from above and you understand the whole process, and you're no longer confused. The firefly is the animal that you get. The firefly is inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. So the firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. I see that being represented by the Wheel of Fortune. There is a firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. So don't stay in this space for too long, because you will stagnate. Don't wait to make a decision, because the energy will stagnate and it is fleeting, and the door is not going to be open for very long. There's a window of opportunity that you can't miss. Otherwise, you won't see that progress, and you won't be able to see things from the higher perspective. So your job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces your path, and it is gracing your path at the moment. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light that comes through you, that is coming through you right now, wanting you to make a decision? And that's what we get for you. I feel like that reading is complete, and so actually such a powerful reading. So thank you, Sandra. And next is Valerie. So Valerie, you can go ahead and put up your question. After Valerie, we have Nancy, and then Maria, and then Joan. And I believe that that's it. And the list is still open. I'm going to cap it at 10, but sometimes we get done earlier than that. But up to 10, I'm going to take today. So there we go. Wow. Dude, you guys have no idea. I have been absorbing information today to the point where my brain hurts. I'm just like, my brain hurts from like absorbing so much, but I knew that it was going, like, this is the, okay, now let it out energy. This was like what I needed to like clear the channel, like absorb it, integrate it. And that's what I feel like I'm doing with all this information that I've been absorbing today. All right, here we go, Valerie. I'm feeling quite scattered in my spiritual journey. My curiosity has me signing up for so many courses that I've actually lost track of all of them. Can Spirit give me some guidance on what path? Signing up for so many courses that I've actually lost track of them. Hello, Twinkle Starlight. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. We'll do a card reading because I feel like that is going to be the best way to receive a message and what path most suited to my life's mission. Okay. Let's see what we get. What is the overall theme? Let me grab that. It fell. Yeah, it was Taria, for sure. And the wisdom from the ancestors. Dude, that reading was out of this world for Sandra. And the animal spirit that will bring Valerie the most clear message that she needs to hear today about this question of her path. Okay, Jai, I am driving home, so please take. Okay, sounds good. Crystalline Being 88, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Oh, Karina, so good to see you. Okay. So let's take a look at this, Valerie. Oh my God. So there's something in the air because the cards that are coming out are really intense. For example, you just got 3 major arcanas in your reading, starting with the Judgment card. So when you asked your question, like there's, I feel scattered. There's so many things that I'm desiring to do. I've signed up for all of these things and now I've lost track of them. So what that tells me is that you need to bring your energy back to center. You need to like bring it back to center. I'm assuming that, a lot of the classes that you're signing up for have replays and things like that, right? And I completely understand this process, Valerie, because I do this. So I have a unique perspective from my projector self of what you're going through. And how much you're reaching out for the knowledge, but you're overwhelmed with everything that's going on because everything that you're experiencing right now in your life is what's actually scattering you. It's not that you're not able to connect. Here's another thing. Obviously, to learn, because you do, I'm not saying don't, like, I can feel you wanting the universe to be like, follow this path. This is the one that's the right for you. But the one that is right for you is actually all of them as a projector. And I say that coming from like my personal experience as a projector. You do want to learn all of them, but what you have to do is just organize yourself. So what I'm sensing disorganization, like there's a distortion. I see your face like in a mirror, or I see you're looking at yourself in the mirror, but it's distorted. And so in order for you to get back into a place of clarity, you need to undistort the image, or surrender and allow the image to like reorganize itself. But I feel like it's more about you taking control. And the way that you take control is you have to come back to the center, because at this point your energy feels so distorted. So what I mean by this is like there's things pulling you in different directions, emotionally, mentally, even physically. It's out of sorts. So the key isn't which one is the right path. The key is, how do I get myself back into clarity? How do I get myself back to center? How do I come back to that space so that from that space I can make the better choice? I can make the better decision about which class am I going to focus on next. What I think is going on with this judgment card, this is how I'm interpreting it, is that there's a lot of self-judgment going on right now. What do I mean by that? I mean that you're being really hard on yourself because you want all of these things to work out, but they're not working out in the way that you want them to. And that's the part of the surrendering to however it's unfolding, because all of the experiences that you are having right now are supposed to be happening. And a lot of times as projectors, I mean, as anyone, I like projectors because I'm a projector, right? And I understand that energy obviously really well. But as anyone, the way that we can reorganize ourselves is by surrendering or learn. Here's what I was going to say. The way that we can learn the most is through experiences. And I just got done saying that, you know, I've been looking for this specific teaching tool, the flower of life inside a sphere, etched inside a crystal ball, for 2 years now. I've been waiting for 2 years to actually find this. And it came to me today. Okay. Like one day right before the Sun-Venus conjunction. I am a Venus kind of energy because I have my Sun conjunct Venus in my chart. So Sun conjunct Venus moments they resonate deeply within my soul. But I realize that there are times where we need to surrender to the experience. Like there's a time to sit and learn and be a student, and then there's a time to experience, right? So if you're feeling scattered, you need to like find that center. You need to ground yourself. You need to not be hard on yourself. You need to be easy, be gentle, let things just flow, especially emotionally. Let the thoughts just come and go, and express it. You need to express it, and then you need to let yourself experience it fully. So not try to escape what's going on, but just literally experience and express yourself and experience what's going on fully. Only then will you be able to integrate. And sometimes what we learn in life is that the moments where we are experiencing things eventually get to a place where we integrate. So you may not be ready for all these classes that you have signed up for. So you have to just slow it down a little bit. Just pause and slow it down and be like, okay, instead of continuing to like choose more, just be like, which one is the one that feels the most aligned or the one that I'm feeling drawn to the most right now, maybe we do that one. If that feels right, then focus on one and then go on to the next one. You know, so there's a message here to be easier on yourself and let the flow happen. What is the challenge? The challenge is the universe card. These are big themes, right? These are big, big deals. The universe card is everything. The challenge is that you are so engulfed in both experience and knowledge and learning and desiring, and like you're actually in it. Like you're actually not doing anything wrong. The way that projectors move forward successfully is they have to find that connection within themselves to the one thing that they absolutely love. For me, the one thing that I love is to teach about evolution, spiritual evolution, learning, self-development, but in a very unique way, through astrology, through everything that I teach. And so for me, when I found that sort of purpose, which is I am a teacher, then it makes sense that I am open to learning anything. And so I just let myself be drawn. So is there one of these trainings that's sort of inviting you in? Go to the one that's inviting you in, because projectors need to wait for the invitation. Yes, meditation is a different experience, all of a sudden a different level. Right. So universe is the challenge. It's so big, it's so expansive that you're feeling lost in the experience. You just need to surrender is the first thing. And the second thing is to understand that you can choose to like just make the perspective a little simpler. Simplify how you are seeing yourself living life right now. Don't complicate it. Don't make it too big, because that's going to be too overwhelming. Simplify the way that you are viewing and having a perspective of yourself through life right now, and that will calm you down. And then you can relax and go, okay, where do we go from here? Because I'm feeling storm energy, both like emotionally for sure, but it's disorganization, right? Like the distorted image in the mirror. I feel this storm that you can't do anything if you're in a storm. The storm at some point needs to stop, and it will stop. But you can come into more of a relaxed state by simplifying what you're seeing and experiencing. The overall theme is the Fool. And this really taps into what you're experiencing. You're experiencing something that you've never experienced before. That was the Fool does. It has new experiences. It goes on a journey to discover itself, but it always has to come back to itself. But you are embarking, and you have been, but specifically right now, you are on a journey to discover yourself. And that means that you're going to have a lot of new experiences within your relation, in life in general, within every realm of life. And those new experiences are teaching you about your expansiveness and about yourself and about how you see yourself. But it's uncomfortable because it's all new. There's only new experiences going on right now. And so it can be overwhelming. And that's what I feel. I feel an overwhelm going on for you. The wisdom from the ancestors, the King of Pentacles. Get a hold of, take control of your physical environment. The things that you can do right here in this moment. That means, yes, dropping down from the head to the heart. That means meditation is a really good thing, because the calming of the centering and the calming of your energy is you taking control and not flying around like a leaf being blown in the wind, symbolically in life. So all of these things are literally saying that you are on the right path. This is the path. And that's what I mean by see it from a higher perspective, see it from a simpler place. A higher perspective is literally a simpler space, believe it or not, because you can see the whole thing. And that's what I'm feeling is like when you see the whole thing, it'll calm your perspective. And that's what this reading is doing, is helping you to see the whole thing of what's really going on. Hello, Mindy, and hello, Renee. So the card that you got is perfect. This is the perfect message for you. It is the golden egg. And I am going to read to you about what the golden egg is. I need to clean my office and organize my physical space. Yes, you need a crystal gridding session. All right, the golden egg. Message at the center of the heart. The unstruck sound. Within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within that sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard, nor the message discerned, until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. That is a direct message to you. Everything I just said, summarizing to 2 sentences. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. Time being the most important here. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Find a place of deep and restful ease. Simplify, perhaps through yoga nidra or meditation. If you do not yet have a meditation practice, take some time for introspection or contemplation. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart, staying open to any response you hear. Engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with your very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from deep within you, you know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell like you are seeing an old friend that's been away for a long, long time. Listen to the message they've been waiting to tell you. The golden egg and the 4th chakra. The subtle energy of the golden egg is nestled deep within the heart center at the 4th chakra. This chakra, called anahata, is the home of the self or the soul. By bringing the mind into this center, we discover a portal to the most intimate and luminous space. It is said our inner guide sits there in deep meditation, waiting for us. Anahata translates as the unstruck sound. Silence is what this is saying. Come back to silence. Stop the noise. Come back to silence. And your own higher self, your own inner being, will give you the answer that you're looking for. That's the message. Whoa. I absolutely love this. We've got Nancy, but she says Nancy's next. That was Maria that says she was deriving. So Nancy, go ahead and put up your question. Thank you, Valerie. Then we're going to do Joan and then Maria. And I think someone else got on the list, so let me go check. So we've got Mindy as well. So I'm going to add Mindy to the list. I love this. And the list is open if you guys want to get on it. So I'll call your name when it's time, and then you can put your question in the chat. All right. Taria says, wow. Thank you, Valerie, for asking that question, and Jai for channeling such a powerful guidance. That was the message I didn't know my soul was longing for. It feels like goosebumps for the spirit. I love that. You're welcome. Nancy, I would love a general guidance reading regarding the major spiritual awakening I am experiencing and the path I feel most called to, which is helping animals. All right, so let's do some cards for you as well. All right. General guidance regarding the major spiritual awakening I am experiencing and the path I feel most called to, which is helping animals. All right, what does Nancy need to know about this? What's the challenge for Nancy? And the overall theme. I feel like a resistance, or like how do I describe this? Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous about what's happening. Relax into it, is the first message that comes through. What's the animal that will guide? Ooh, yes. Resistance. Okay. So the resistance is you are afraid of your highest potential. You are afraid of shining your light. So you are holding yourself back energetically. Let me just go to the cards. I feel like I'm just going right into like Akashic readings here. Okay. So, the intuition card. This is beautiful. The High Priestess. The High Priestess. This is about you being at your best, okay? In the Moon Goddess training, I do yes. So I forgot to mention that. I'm going to send out an email tomorrow, but Valerie just asked, do I do crystal gridding? And yes, the Akashic record readings are now available on my website, channelforgrace.guru, or a link in the description. And you can sign up for a Akashic crystal gridding session, which is basically like feng shui on steroids. Okay. So, but I'll tell you like what crystals will work best for what room in your house, or rooms in your house, and all that good stuff. It's really fun to do that. So the High Priestess. In the Moon Goddess training, I teach about the moon centers. One of the moon centers is called the Hairline Moon Center. So it's from earlobe to earlobe. This comes from the Kundalini tradition, Yogi Bhajan to be exact. And there's this hairline. So it's like our halo. It's like a little halo. Women have a second one in front of their chest. And this is because the arc line is like a protection, right? It's like a field of protection. The stronger and more solid your arc line, the stronger that the protection, which means the more confidence you have in yourself, right? The being, the goddess that embodies the energy of the hairline is Goddess Isis, who is another embodiment of the High Priestess. And the reason Goddess Isis is in the hairline is because when you're in your hairline moon center, you are at your best. You feel so confident. You have such important self-esteem. That was a weird way to say that. But you have strong self-esteem. You are grounded. You are sitting on your throne. You are connected. You are listening to your intuition. You are just at your best. And this is what this awakening that you're going through is teaching you. You're learning how to be at your best. But it is shaky. It's shaky to hold that space in the beginning, because you have to learn how to solidify that frequency. It's a vibrational frequency. Being at your best is literally the way that you would see it energetically is a high frequency vibration. It's hard to sustain that. So we get there and then we kind of fall to the lower frequency. We get there and then we fall. We get there and then we fall until we're like, wait a minute. We learn how it works. We find our strength. We do our own work. We learn who we are. We learn why we're here. We learn our purpose. We learn what we're supposed to be doing to fulfill that purpose. We relax into the process of evolution. We allow ourselves to express ourselves, to experience things, to experiment with life, to integrate things, and then to transcend them, and then to start new processes. And every time we do that, we evolve as a being. And this is what we're supposed to be doing. Part of our purpose here on earth is to allow ourselves to go through those cycles of expressing ourselves, experimenting, integrating, and then transcending. That's the process of spiritual evolution. So you are in this process. You are in this process. So you are learning how to sit in your throne and be at your best. So what is the challenge that you're having right now? It is the Page of Wands. The universe, I was looking at the picture, it's bringing up an energetic frequency for me. The universe is offering you inspiration, but sometimes you have difficulty going and doing the thing that you're getting inspired to do. I feel and I feel this in the expression of the woman in this card. She's like, am I doing it right? Like, not really sure. Okay, I say that a lot because it's a joke. It's an inside joke with me and my husband. But there's, I feel like there's an underlying fear about it. There's also like this sort of, I don't know if I'm doing it right, so I don't know if I should continue. There's an insecurity, I guess we could call it. There's an unsurety. But the inspiration is there, and the universe is saying, follow your inspiration despite your fears. Move forward in life despite the fear. Be courageous despite the fear. Don't not do the thing because you're scared. Do it even when you're scared. Because that's how you learn your power, is to move forward despite the fear. I love that. The overall theme is the King of Swords. So there are, think of these, God, I just got this really intense, vivid image of the Matrix. Okay, you know how they're like in the pods, the human beings, and they're like hooked up. They got a hook up here. They got hookups in their arms. They got hookups along their spine. Like they're hooked up. There's these cords that are attached to the system, to the matrix, which represents old belief systems, in our case, old belief systems, old patterns, following along without even really knowing why, the sheep, right? Like that kind of energy. So the King of Swords is Archangel Michael. And this is the overall theme. The Archangel Michael is here to help you cut the cords to your past. You need to let go of the past. That's the overall theme. Let go of the past so that you can move forward into the future. And what is the future? It's the wisdom from your ancestors, the Moon Child card. So it is a sort of full energy of the High Priestess. It is the initiate on the path to becoming the High Priestess or High Priest, or however you want to put it, right? The Moon Child is ready and open to receive the wisdom. But to be open to receive is, take the red pill, is cut the cords. Cut the cords that will help you let go of insecurity and fear, which will help you move forward into what you truly want for yourself and who you were meant to become. The possibilities of who you can become. All right, you get, let me find it, the oyster. This is what made me think of the resistance. Okay, the hiding. Stop. The oyster is like, stop hiding. You're about to burst. The inner light is about to burst out. Look at this image. Patient, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is, oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and these can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. Done. Okay, Joan. Damn, this shit is on fire tonight. So thank you, Nancy. We got Joan and then Mindy, and I think Rebecca got on the list. So let me check. Yes, Rebecca is after Mindy. Dude, I love how powerful it feels. So I feel like this open channel, like la 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 la. I'm like swimming in it. Taria, would you ever do a small group mentoring sort of thing for those pursuing spiritual guidance / teaching as a profession? You're welcome, Nancy. So can you rephrase the question, Taria? I'm trying to understand. I don't think I understand it exactly what you mean. Would you ever do a small group? I understand that as group mentoring for those pursuing spiritual guidance and teaching as a profession. I know that is a good question, right? The answer is yes. It's just a matter of me organizing what that would look like. I know, right, Mindy? Dude, yes. This is what happens when you're just here to watch. You're like, oh my God, I needed to hear that. Damn, that was deep. It's like that. You're like, you feel it to the core of your being. You're open to receive the message. So, the answer is yes, Taria. It would be like a mentorship, like a counsel kind of. I feel like all of this is unfolding. So I'm so glad you brought that up. You should send me an email with, if there's something specific that you're looking for. But the STARSEED membership, yes, to learn to want to do this as a profession. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's almost like a kind of like an entrepreneurial, like learn how to do what I do kind of a thing. Like be a mentor in this, like stepping into for what it is for me, a purpose, and showing, being a guide through that. I mean, that sounds like an amazing program. Sounds like it has to be an intimate thing, like a small group for sure. But yeah, I mean, of course. Yeah. So what the Moon Goddess training is going to turn into. So we're waiting for Joan's question. There it is. How about you choosing? Oh, okay. Got it. I'll do that. So we'll do a card reading. So basically, the Moon Goddess training is going to become, this next one that's happening on the 29th is going to be level 1. That's going to become Moon Goddess training level 1, where we learn what the Akashic records are. So I just want to inspire you again here, and how to tap into the Akashic records. We're through all of these topics that we're going to cover. The next level 2, which I'm going to do after level 1, is going to be how to actually do Akashic record readings, or how to access the Akashic records yourself for the purpose of getting guidance from the Akashic, how to do it. So the practice of it is going to be level 2. So basically, like, this Akashic kind of certification is like coming alive, that I had no idea this is what I was getting ready for, but it has fully come into view this week. Sun conjunct Venus. So So you will have to have done this level 1 coming up on January 29th to be able to do that level 2. So that's one way to, like, more in the more near future to get involved with that. But designing a program that is like a mentorship is like, would be something outside of that, that definitely, I'm definitely interested in doing. Okay. So let's do a reading for Joan. How about you choosing for me? I'm up for a reading, feeling strong and excitement growing within. Ooh, okay. Let's go with that. So what would be important for Joan to know regarding this strong feeling and excitement growing within her? And Maria, will you let me know when you're back home so we can do your reading after that? Okay. Two of Cups. Whoa. That's actually cool. All right, what's the overall theme? Oops. All right, that's so interesting. And the wisdom from the ancestors. Okay, there's a lot going on that's like jumping on top of everything. That's the first feeling I get. I know, right? Mama Ocean. Okay, so here we go. It's like da 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 boom. Like so many things are like poof, poof, poof. Like that's literally what the cards were doing. I was like shuffling, and then like a huge stack would just like poof, like fall, and I'm like, okay, I can't pick 20 cards, so I need one, please. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's the energy that's going on. Let me get a drink of water. So the perspective that we're going to learn about the Akashic Records, Mama Ocean, is going to be a completely different perspective than what it's going to be, another way of seeing everything. So you're actually going to get, like, we learned this one thing, and now you're going to see, like, it's the prequel. Like the moon goddess training that we're doing on the 29th is like the prequel to what we did. So you're like, just wait. Okay, it's going to be like new information. All right. So this is interesting. Maria says, I'm home now. Just didn't want to interrupt. All the previous readings seem to speak to me as well. Yes. Okay, good. Good to know that you're home now. So we'll do your reading next, Maria. All right. Two of Cups is the first card that we get. So the Two of Cups this is the intuition card. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. Which will open up new portals of understanding the Akashic Records that will expand your ability to read them, by the way. Two of Cups. So you're at a moment right now. It's a very important moment where you're at. It's the beginning of the journey, but it is the integration of an old journey. There's something about crystal bowls and sound healing. White crystal bowls. There may be like a crystal bowl session or some kind of sound healing that to like, I feel, yes, the angels are singing. Okay? The angels are singing through the vibrations of the crystal bowls. And you have before felt split into, like, you have felt like there's been a split where you haven't yet figured out, where you felt stretched. There was a duality. You did not feel one. You felt like overstretched. But now you have come to a point of understanding on your path, on the climb of the mountain that you're on, that you're climbing. You've understood why. And so you are about to make a merge of different aspects of you are like integrating, and you're getting ready to go on another path, go on another journey. That's what I'm getting from that card. The challenge, interesting looking card. The challenge for you is the 6 of Pentacles. Why is this a challenge? 6 of Pentacles. Why is this a challenge? I don't think it's a challenge. It's not a challenge. This is like a continuation. Maybe the challenge is to sustain that. Maybe the new challenge that arises is once two become one within yourself, different aspects of yourself become one. They merge because they've understood that they're equal to each other, and they come together and they merge back to one. This aspect of yourself, this journey that you've been on, once it comes together, is like, how do you keep it together? How do you hold it? How do you sustain it? That's the challenge that you are moving into. The overall theme is the 6 of Wands. So honestly, there's really nothing to worry about, because the truth of the matter is that you're making progress, you're finding confidence, and you're moving into victory in your life. And the wisdom from the ancestors is keep flowing. The Death card. Keep moving, keep flowing, keep evolving, keep changing, keep transmuting, keep going through that cycle of birth, life, death, rebirth. Birth, life, death, rebirth, because that is essentially what you want. You want to keep integrating yourself, integrating the pieces, the fragments of yourself back into one, so that you no longer see yourself as fragmented, but as unified. The crow is the animal that you get, which is an animal of magic. The crow, spiritually strong, creative, and watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind the 3 realities: past, present, and future. That means everything that has happened, everything that is happening, and all the possibilities of the future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. That's why the singing bowls. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. So to me, the overall message is that it's a beautiful, what the cards are saying is like, you're on the journey, right? You're on the journey of life. You've gotten to a certain point in that journey, and you've brought pieces of yourself back together, what the shamans call the fragmentation of the soul, which we're not really like fragmented. Our soul isn't really fragmented in the sense of like, we need to just put the pieces back together to understand what's really going on, which means that you have to dig deeper and you have to do the work, right? The go through the symbolic death rituals. And then it's sort of a symbolic way of saying, putting the fragments back together, putting the pieces back together. That's what you are doing and you have been working on. So it's really, really beautiful and powerful message. All right, Maria is next, and then we've got Mindy, and then Rebecca. Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah, sound healing is so powerful. Dude, these readings are amazing, you guys. We may be done after Rebecca. We may be done unless someone before Rebecca gets on the list, then we'll continue. But if not, we'll stop right there. Okay. I am so energized for the new year. Wednesday was very revealing. Taurus Sun, Leo rising, and Aquarius moon, but I am still scraping the gunk of 2021 off my soul / life. Any and all advice, please. Okay. Let's see what we get. First of all, calm down. I'm just kidding. Yes, it is a very you're spinning. It's like I feel a spinning out of control. Just energetic. That could be how you feel, that could be what you've been going through. This just what is coming out right now. You're having a similar thing happening for you that I had with Joan with the cards, which is like it's all over the place. All right. Overall theme. Ooh, I like that. Wisdom from the ancestors. I love that, Joan. So keep doing that because somehow it's through the singing bowls that this magic is happening for you. And it's a frequency. It's a powerful frequency to use the bowls. All right. Animal spirit for Maria. Okay. So the first card is the devil. So this came out when it was like the cards did this crazy, they spilled everywhere. And then there was like these cards that went flying and they did a flip in the air and they landed upside down. I couldn't see what they were, but the card that was in front was the devil. And it's also the serpent. It's also obviously the sacred divine feminine, the kundalini. The devil is in many historical stories and in many legends, I guess you could say, philosophies, or what's the word I'm looking for? Mythologies, right? The devil archetype is the one that tempts us, right? Supposedly, like, we are tempted, right? Think of the story of Jesus. He is tempted by the devil, Lucifer, whatever you want to call it. However, when you dig deeper into the symbolism of this temptation, it is, let's take the story of Adam and Eve. The first wife of Adam is Lilith. She doesn't want that role. She doesn't want to be the archetype that Eve represents. She wants to be individual. She wants to be herself. She wants to be freedom. So she leaves the garden. She basically kicks herself out of the garden. And then God creates Eve. That's the story. Now, Eve is made from one of the ribs of Adam, and so it's a part of him. So she's not really herself. She is a part of something else. And so therefore, there is sort of a dependence on something that has control over them both. But then there's a unique twist to the story where Lilith comes back as the serpent to the garden, and she is the one that helps to free not just Eve, but both Adam and Eve, to free them from the placement that you would think the fool would have, from the naivete. So brings wisdom in, brings awareness, brings consciousness, opens their minds. That's what's going on. Okay. So the things that tempt us, the things that they point us towards our addictions, our negative patterns, our stories, which the devil card represents and is an archetype of, are the things that essentially push us towards freedom and healing from those dependencies. So a big part of what's going on is you releasing those old habits, patterns, and stories so that you can make space and actually free yourself, drop the weight, break the chains. The challenge, the Wheel of Fortune, is time is ticking. Time will continue to tick, tick, tick. And the wheel of time is changing, is turning, right? The wheel of time is turning. So this is an opportunity. I see this card as a portal that is opening up, a doorway to another dimension, which essentially just means another way to see the same reality, which helps you to expand your mind. The door is open. Are you going to walk through? Or are you going to not, right? And stay stuck in the thing that you talked about, the scraping the gunk of 2021 off my soul. What's on the other side of that door is something so amazing that you're not going to want to do anything other than step through the door. Because what's on the other side of this door is the 10 of Cups, which is your best life. You feeling at your best, you feeling amazing, you feeling free, you feeling like you've got everything you've ever wanted. It's not going to be difficult. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. It's going to feel like, thank God, it's about time. Like, that's what it's going to feel like. And the wisdom from the ancestors, the Queen of Wands, be in your creativity. So your message for 2022 is be in your creativity. That inspired space, be in that space. Because from that space, you will be able to create everything that is wanting to come through. All right. You get the Moth. Let's look at what the Moth wants to tell you. Hello, Sandra. Okay. The Moth. Impulse. Hasty and wishful. The Moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we are attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind Moth personalities that life is complex, no matter the illusion. No one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. And that's your little wisdom from the animal spirits on your path to this very amazing journey. I love it. All right, Mindy is next, and then we have Rebecca. I know, I can't wait. The Moon Goddess training is going to be on fire. All right, here we go. Ooh, I'm excited. I have 2 books I'm in the middle of writing. One is congratulations. One is a more difficult to write. The other is more fun, let's say. I'd like some guidance from tarot on when to bring to light. You're welcome, Maria. Let's find out. What's the wisdom from the ancestors and the animal spirits? The wolf is staring at me like with very fierce eyes. Dude, this is kind of intense. Let me think for a second, or feel. Not think, but feel. So the presence of the wolf, and I'm starting with this because it's just like really strong. The presence of the wolf is, it's like it stops you from being able to speak. It takes all of your attention and it like focuses it on one point. It's staring at you in the face. It's like, what the F are you doing? I'm in your face. And the wolf is also known as the teacher. And it's not going to let up until you figure out what the wolf is trying to tell you, which is interesting because it's not saying anything. It's just standing there staring at you with these fierce eyes, these penetrating eyes. Who is that? Is that your father? Because I somehow that came through. Who is that? Is that a guide? Is that there's something that just will not let up. Something will not let up because it wants you to pay attention. It wants you. So when you figure out the message, that penetrating, that pressure will fade. I don't know what the hell that was about, but okay. The first card is, that was intense, shadow work. Look at how beautiful this card is. So, I feel like he's staring at me. Okay? It's like, but not saying anything. So that's the message. It's like the message you need to figure out. Shadow work. This writing, right? The writing of the books is essentially a part of you integrating shadow work, part of you doing shadow work, resolving unresolved things. The way that you learn, the way that we can learn, someone said this to me a long time ago, but the way that we can learn something really well is to try to teach it. And that's how we learn. And the wolf is also the teacher. So through this shadow work that these books are sort of, especially the first one or the one that's more difficult to write, is bringing up is the desire to resolve. So as you write the books, you are resolving things from your past. What is the challenge? The challenge is to let go of the patterns, right? Because like if you're retelling a story, it can bring it back and it feels like it's right here again. And we don't like that, right? We don't, it doesn't feel good. So that's why this is a challenging situation for you, because it's bringing up things that maybe are difficult to write about or think about or relive. But you are essentially doing the shadow work. So it's about changing the way that you see it. And maybe that's what you're writing your book about, how to grow out of whatever, toxic cycles, traumas, experiences you've had. And so the way that you do it is that you change the perspective to looking at it in a different way. So not from the pain and the hurt and the trauma and the anger and all those dense emotions, but from a place of love. The overall theme is the Six of Wands, which means you cannot fail. You can't fail. You cannot do this wrong, because the Six of Wands is about victory. It's about progress. It's about confidence. This process will really help you. Wisdom from the ancestors, the moon. Just feel. Just feel. Look at this. Holy shit. All right. So the wolf came out, but in this specific card, do you see the two wolves? The dark and the light. It's that saying, there are two wolves inside of you that are fighting against each other. One represents the dark and one represents the light. Which wolf is going to win this fight? There's two answers. The one answer is that we hear from the message, the legend, of course the moon, is the one that will win the fight is the one that you feed. However, the one that will win the fight is neither. And this is the real answer. It's because these two wolves represent the duality of light and dark, good, bad, right, wrong. They represent two ends of the spectrum. They are the same thing, just one is more extreme on this end of the spectrum and more extreme on this end. Let's take the example of light. One wolf, the wolf that represents the darkness, has almost no light within it, but it's still light. It's just the lack of light. The wolf that represents the light has almost no darkness in it. It has more light than darkness, but it never stops being darkness. It just has much more light than darkness. Do you see it? It's like, it's a spectrum. And so the wolf that's going to win isn't the one that you feed. For the moment, that's the perception, is that the one that you feed, of course, is going to win. But if you look at it from a higher perspective, and this is why the wolf is staring at us, because he's like, you don't fucking get it. It's not about one or the other. It's about the merging of the two. It's about coming back to the center. It's not about the light or the dark or the ends of the spectrum. It's about the harmonizing of the process. And that's what this is doing for you. So as you face the fears and the emotions, right? The moon is about the emotions. It's the element of water. As you face all the emotions that come as you write this book, you are essentially doing the shadow work, letting go of the old patterns, releasing, clearing the past, so that you can find harmony in the present and create the possibilities that you actually want for the future. The bird in this card is actually a hawk. It looks like, yeah, it's a hawk. All right, let's take a look at the wolf. What does the wolf want to say to you? All right. The wolf, guardian of the family and the tribe, activism and ritual. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following. Embrace all, exclude none. Dude, that's deep. That's deep. Wow. Powerful. All right. And then last, we have Rebecca. And this is going to be our last reading of the evening. So Rebecca, go ahead and put up your question. And thank you, Mindy. I hope that you got something out of that. Because sometimes I feel like I'm blabbing and I have no idea if like what I'm saying is making any sense. But hopefully it is to you guys. The dance party. Yes, I love that. Oh, Mindy, that's sweet. I'm glad it hit the spot. Yeah, dude, these readings are insane. They're insane. Are you guys ready for the freaking Moon Goddess training? Because I literally cannot wait. All right, Rebecca says, general love reading for me for 2022. I'm healing and learning with Isaac, and it is freeing in so many ways. Will things progress, or are we helpers for each other to move in different directions? I will be so happy with either. I'm in love with this journey right now and the freedom and peace I feel. Okay. It always makes sense. I love that. Thank you, Taria. All right. So what does Rebecca need to know right now about this situation? What will help her find more understanding? What is the overall theme? You're welcome. Okay. And the wisdom from the ancestors. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have. So the experience that you're having right now is an experience of passion, right? It's the Knight of Wands, which is the element of fire, which has to do with passion, with creativity, with expression, right? With a sense, the energy of expressing emotions, expressing desires. So it's energy, it's passion, and it's adventure. So this is kind of where the energy begins. It's the takeoff point, at least at the time of this reading, right? This is like our jumping off point. The next card, which represents the challenge card, is the Nine of Pentacles. So this is interesting. So it's challenge, right? The Nine of Pentacles has to do with self-care. It has to do, it's like taking care of yourself. It has to do with also satisfaction. It has to do with luxury. It has to do with the fact that you here, because we're talking about you, right? And I feel like this is about you. When you've reached a point in your life, like you said, I don't care which is the answer, because I'm open to either. I just kind of would like to know, I feel like that's where you're at. You're in this place where you are comfortable with yourself. You're comfortable with change. You're comfortable with whatever, shows up. And it's a very freeing. See how she's dancing and just kind of enjoying. It's a very freeing space. So I don't necessarily see this as a challenge, although if we did perceive this as a challenge, the challenge would be to maybe not get stuck or stagnant, because anything that goes up must come down. That's one of the laws of the universe. So there's a flow, right? So you don't want to get stagnant in the energy of, I'm just going to just let it unfold however it unfolds. I know that sounds backwards, but because this is in the challenge position, I have to say this is what I'm getting is you want to avoid getting stuck. And maybe that's because this is obviously, everything is, but specifically this situation is some kind of a learning curve as well for you. That's what I'm feeling, that it's some kind of like a learning curve for you. You are witnessing and experiencing something new, but what that experience that is new is that you're getting to understand yourself better through all of this. Interestingly enough, the overall theme of this reading is the Hanged Man. So this is wait. So another way to say this is don't get ahead of yourself. And this is also what you're feeling, like you're not in a rush. There's no reason to rush. And that's why this is the overall theme, is because we're in this state of like suspension where we are witnessing. So I feel like this entire thing is about you witnessing something really powerful. The wisdom of the ancestors is the Knight of Pentacles, which has to do with a conservative energy. It has to do with like having some kind of structure or like methodology, dependability. And I think that you are witnessing this moment from that place. There's a part of you that is dancing, but at the same time has a little bit of a reserve, because obviously there's that fear of getting hurt. That's just kind of this tiny little strand, but you're learning how to obviously let that go. The whole experience, what I'm getting is an opportunity for you to watch and observe how everything unfolds. It's interesting that that's what you said. That's what we're getting in the cards. The lion is the animal that is your guide during this journey. Hello, Belinda. Welcome in. And let's see what the lion wants to tell you about this specific experience. So the lion is about courage, learning your own courage. It is also the fire element. So very much about being in the heart space. So it's love. The lion is patient. Oh my God. Okay. Yes. Yes. I love that. The Hanged Man and the lion, patient, regal, a complete master. The lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-realization. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by a few. Here's a question. Are you drawing barriers from this space, from this perspective? Some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof. Maybe this is how this person is perceiving you. Yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds you that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where your quest begins. Wow. That's the process that you are in. It is a mastering of a certain essence of you. Just a tiny speck of fear. That's how it felt. That's how it came out. Yes, and you soothe it away when it shows up. Exactly. Yes. So that's what we get. You're in that space of no space where you get to observe and watch how it unfolds, and you have no expectations. So it feels like time has suspended itself in some weird way. It's like watching everything from a different dimension. That's really wild. All right. Well, thank you all so much for signing up for readings tonight. That is the last one that we're going to do for the evening. But I appreciate you guys all being here. And please check out all the links in the description of the video. Check out the Moon Goddess training. Download the free Moon Astrology guide. Sign up for the Starseed membership. I absolutely can't wait. I'm getting ready to... this coming week, I'm going to be uploading or putting more jewelry headpieces on the Etsy shop. If you guys were wanting one of the ones that sold out last time, be on the lookout for that. I'll send an email. So you want to make sure you're on my email list to get that announcement. You're welcome, everyone. Thank you. And I will see you guys all. I'll be back on Monday to do the Starseed channeled weekly reading. And then also my Akashic records are now available. There's an email going out tomorrow morning to the email list, letting you know what those types of readings are and how to sign up for them. And basically like a little guide to help you choose the right one. But basically, there's going to be like a classic Akashic record option, Akashic Astrology, which is a technique that I have developed. It's basically doing Akashic readings and receiving messages through the language of astrology and archetypes, symbols, etc., etc. There is a crystal greeting option, and then there's Akashic healing chamber. So thank you all so much. Thank you, Rebecca and Joan, Belinda, Maria, Taria, Mama Ocean, Dawn. Every one of these readings were insightful and amazing. You're welcome, G. Valerie, I'll be watching this broadcast again. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, and I'll see you guys all on Monday. Satnam.